we're ready to start our program. We appreciate you being here today. I'm Jim. Boy, they got that sucker turned up. I'm Jim Abbott. I'm the athletic director at OCU. It's been, gosh, 6 weeks or so since we've had a lunch, so I appreciate you being here. I'll mention at the start that our final luncheon of the year is scheduled April 17th. So March and April, we had kind of, we just schedule them when we can. We've had spring break, national tournaments. We had our biggest fundraiser of the year just a couple of nights ago. So we hope that you'll plan to come back for our final luncheon on April 17th. Before I go any further, I know we have, I think, 3 student athletes here, so I'm going to ask our OCU student athletes to stand up and introduce themselves. We'll start at the softball area. Give us your name, where you're from, your year in school, and what you're studying.
My name's Sure Wright. I'm a senior from Wood, Oklahoma. I'm studying political science and criminal justice.
Sorry, guys.
Kelly Miller from Woodward, Oklahoma. I'm a super senior and I'm doing kinesiology.
And she's a wrestler.
Oh yeah, I'm a wrestler.
I'm a wrestler as well. My name is Destin Diaz. I'm a freshman from New Orleans and I'm studying education.
Let's give them a Well, you've heard us talking for a while about the Sports Spectacular. It is an annual event that we do in athletics. It's a fundraiser. It actually started maybe 1990, 1991. It wasn't known as the Sports Spectacular. We've sort of remarketed it since then. But we had that Monday night, had about 512 people come out for dinner. We honored Sam Presti. I know some of you made it out to that event. But the guy whose idea it was to start this event long and long ago, and one of maybe 4 people who's been involved in every one of them, happens to be here. And I want to, 1, recognize him, and maybe 2, ask if he'd give us a 2 or 3 minute rundown on the event. So J.R. Homsey is a great trustee of OCU. He's the guy who had the idea to do this event. We are now, the total over the years of the event, we have raised $1.2, $1.3 million. Well worth our while. So let's give J.R. a round of applause. And I'm putting you on the spot. Would you give us some insight?
I'm looking around here, and I do feel a little bit better because there's a lot of people in this room been around as long as me. Of course, notwithstanding Crabaugh and Harvey there. We started this thing a long time ago, and we were really excited because the first year we got about $14,000, and the second year we got about $18,000. And I'm just going to tell you, what we did with some of that money was we won national championships, but we didn't have enough money to get the kids a ring. So, well, we got to get them, everybody got to have a ring. And so, including me. So, anyway, it got bigger and bigger, and with the direction of Jim Abbott, and I'm going to tell you, I know some of you work with him, and I'm sure that there's times that you're not absolutely happy with him. He's a pretty tough character, but let me tell you, he has done a miraculous job. And I just tell you, I'm amazed that we've been able to keep him. But he has just been a great athletic director and great to work with. And every year this thing gets bigger and better. And now we're kind of disappointed if we don't get $150,000 or more. And I think that this one the other night is going to do that. But I will tell you this, rave reviews from everybody that's ever been honored. And I mean really rave reviews. Just before Bobby Mercer died, I received a phone call saying how thrilled that he had been to be honored by OCU. Yesterday, Patsy was with a group that went to eat dinner at the Metro and ran into Sam Presti, and again, rave reviews from Sam Presti. So you guys, everybody in the athletic department, all you coaches, everybody that works within the athletic department, I just want to personally thank you, because it's amazing how much work you guys put into this, and it always works. It always works. And most of it is I get to sit back and watch while he does all the work, and that's the truth. So thank you guys for all the work you've done. And any questions about the event? Well, it's about 22 years old, and I hope it goes on a lot longer. The only drawback is I've been the MC every year, so that's one of the drawbacks, but that's, you know, it's part of the deal. And I found out one thing: as long as you volunteer, they'll let you. Thank you, guys.
All right, before we call some coaches up, I want to introduce you to Kelly Perry. Kelly started work at OCU 9 days ago, I think. She came in. She is our new Assistant Athletic Director for Compliance. So she has spent 9 days worrying about an auction. We just told her forget about eligibility for now. You can deal with all this. But Kelly came to us from Hutchinson Junior College in Kansas. She's moved down and living here in town now. Kelly, stand up so that we can welcome you to OCU. All right, now we're going to get a few updates, and we're about halfway through our baseball and softball seasons at this point. So I think and we're right in the heart of conference play on both sides of that. So I think to get us started, we'll get an update on our baseball program and call on our head coach, Denney Crabaugh.
How many of you in here ever watch C-SPAN? Anybody? Yeah, a couple. Whenever I just want to just get a good laugh at how people work, I watch those politicians work, and I want to kind of do this. I want to yield some of my time to Coach McSpadden. Coach McSpadden, I yield 5-10 minutes to you to talk about your season. Are you yielding your time back to me?
Yes, please.
No, we are in the middle of the season. We're 26-7 right now on the year. We're rated number 2 in the country. The new polls came out yesterday. We're 6-2 in conference, which is we're tied for the lead in the conference, and we're doing it right now with a lot of smoke and mirrors. We are rated number 2 and we're winning, but we're not playing nearly as good as we're capable of. Our offense, I'm trying to keep Keith from just imploding. He's really frustrated right now about our offense. We're hitting, I think, 307 as a team, which is about 30 points lower than what we should. We're not swinging the bats. We're losing a lot of games we've lost. They've been close games. We're not scoring many runs, but we're winning, and that is something. And hopefully, we're going to continue on. Hopefully, we'll get some warm weather. I mean, we've played in 40-degree weather all year long with the wind blowing in. It's been a miserable spring, but we persevered. Hopefully, we'll get some warmer weather and the wind turn out of the south. And hitting is really contagious one way or the other. It's kind of like shooting free throws and all that stuff. You get into a streak, you get into a good streak and a negative momentum and positive momentum. And we're hoping to get stuff turned around offensively where we start swinging the bats much better, the way we're capable of. And that's the frustrating part, is we know that we've got some guys that can swing the bats real well, and they're just not getting it done right now. And we still have some time. It's going to be important, like I said, through the conference for national ratings. When it comes to opening round tournaments and at-large bids for the opening round and hosting opening rounds and your seeding in it, it's always, statistically speaking, if we're a #1 seed on our field in the opening round tournament, we have a 100% chance of going to Lewiston and at the World Series. So that's what we're shooting for. We've got some guys that are doing some good things. We just had the SAC Conference Pitcher of the Week. Derek Howe threw a no-hitter against St. Greg's the other day, and he was named SAC Conference Pitcher of the Week. And it's really, I'm really happy for him because of all of our pitchers, he's got a 1.07 ERA, and I think our hitters hate him the worst because he's the guy that when he's pitching, our guys don't score either. He lost his only loss. I think he's 5-1. His only loss is he gave up one hit with 1 out in the 7th inning to Northwood and got beat 1-0. Because in the 4th inning he hit a leadoff batter, they bunt him over, ground ball, shortstop throws away, run scores, game's over. So I was really happy that he did get a no-no, and he's been throwing real well. Cody, my son, has thrown real well as well. He's 7-1. And, those two guys are going to be throwing tomorrow. We have USAO at our place starting at 4 o'clock tomorrow, and it's going to be a big series. USAO is leading the conference in hitting right now. They've got the best team they've had in a long, long time. And they're a bunch of senior dirtbags that will just go scrap with you. We're just going to have to go scrap with them. And hopefully we'll show up. At some point in time, I know we're going to show up and start playing the way we're capable of, especially offensively. And the one thing that I can hand it to our guys, even though our hitters are really struggling, it has not affected their defense. We've got probably the best defensive infield in the conference, and they're showing it. And them, along with our pitchers, are really keep us in the ball game, and they're giving us a chance to win. And I know they say pitching and defense wins ball games, but God, I like scoring runs. I don't like those 2-1 ball games. I keep trying to tell Keith every day, every game ball, I tell him, hey, go get me 15 today and I'll hold them. And he's like, yeah, right now. He's not in a good place, Phil, right now. So anyway, it's going to turn around, and hopefully we can stay at the top of the conference. It's tough. I mean, us, Rogers, Lubbock, USAO are all 6-2 in the conference. OBU's right behind. It's going to be a tough dogfight between those 5 teams all year long. And it's kind of whoever wins. We play 4-game series. Whoever can win the most 3 out of 4 of those series and not lose to the bottom 3 teams are the ones going to stay on top of the conference. And right now, it's kind of like, even though it's kind of gloom doom, we're not playing as well as we should be. Keep telling our guys we're exactly where we want to be right now, #1 in the conference, and it's just up to us to stay there. And John Wooden had a quote one time. I remember reading his book. He's talking about we're the best team on our schedule, and you've got to believe that. And that's what I'm trying to get our guys to do, just believe that we are the best team, and it just matters how we show up. We show up ready to play. I'll take the results on the scoreboard. So, anyway, any questions? Anybody
I got a comment.
Yes, sir.
Prior to this luncheon, I was visiting with coaches Crabaugh and Harvey, and I made the comment that Bill Wyman has not been with the Rolling Stones in 20 years. Both of them took issue. I refer to the internet, which never lies. In 1993, he quit the Rolling Stones. That's just FYI.
That's 21.5 years. No, 19.5 years.
No more whiskey. It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
Okay. Thank you all.
Phil, did you have any rebuttal to Coach Crabaugh's comment? Very good. Well, we're 26-7, and we hope we get better, and it's gloom and doom, and there are a lot of coaches around the world who eat cake and have a party if they're 26-7. All right, Brandy Corcoran is our head cheer coach, and she has got our team going full speed ahead. We're a couple of weeks from going to Daytona Beach, Florida, and winning a championship, because we don't have any championships yet this year. So here to give us a cheer and palm update, Brandy Corcoran.
We are officially under our 2-week mark from getting on that plane and taking the lovely 71 kids to Florida. We're 13 days out. The first thing I want to say, so I do not forget it, and Rich is going to try to get it posted today, is we have had to make a schedule change. And our home performance with OSU and UCO that is supposed to be this Friday at 7 o'clock is now being moved to Easter Sunday. So come spend Easter with us after you spend the time with your family. It's going to be at 8 p.m. on Easter night in the gym, and that will be with OSU and UCO as well as us. So there will be 4 dance routines performed and then 7 cheer routines performed that night. Between all that, they're all only about 2.5 minutes long, so they go pretty quick. The only thing that we have to worry about on our side is getting clothing changed between our 2 pom girls that cross over between cheer and pom. We're actually looking at things of, we give them a couple of days off for spring break, so coming right back from spring break is hard on us for a little bit, but our bodies can't hold up if we continue all the way through spring break to be able to do it. So we took about 4.5 days off and came back and have been hitting it hard. We are ready. It's just convincing them of that. They're still hot and cold. It's still trying to get over that. The thing that I've appreciated more in the last couple of days on the cheer side of it is that there's a lot of mat talk going on. And from other sports, you would almost refer to that as bench talk because it's hard going through it. The routine, focusing on what you have to do without somebody continuing to pump you up. By the end of the routine, you're dead and you're dragging, and all it takes is someone to grab hold of their partner and say, let's do this, and all of a sudden that makes all the difference. And because there's not a bench, because they're all out there, we call it mat talk because it has to happen, and I'm seeing a ton of that lately. It's not as common of a thing on the pom side of it, but they've even picked it up for hip hop now, and they're trying to go through and encourage people all the way through the routine on that as well. So that's a positive thing for us. Polls will come out tomorrow, and it'll give us the final result on whether or not the women's team has made it to the stunt championship finals, which will be held on Saturday down there after the NAIA finals. It is looking like we are going to be there. There is a slight chance that one of the California teams could slide in there, which would probably knock us out. We were in one poll, we're ranked ahead of UCO, and then the second poll we've come out behind them since we lost to them the second time. So right now we're still sitting 1 and 2. It's very unlikely that someone's going to bump us out, which is good news for us because that's about $30,000 in plane tickets in our pocket. So that's a big one that we've been trying for all season, and we think we have done that. So check the website because, like I said, results will be final by the end of the week. Pretty much that's it. We've come back from injuries. We've got a lot of little things, but nothing that's keeping them from competing. We have our girl that broke her foot at the last tournament, had her pin put back in, and she's good to go. She's out there. We've limited some of the stuff that she's done, but she is taped up. They're taking great care of her, and she's back on the floor ready to go. So our biggest challenge is that the large co-ed team is not, the NAIA division for large co-ed did not make. So we are competing up and going against Division II teams. There are 9 Division II teams that will be head-to-head with at Nationals, and there's a few of them you can mark off. They're just there because they're in that division, but there's 5 dominant teams in that category. It's the first year that Hawaii Pacific has not had a team. Hawaii Pacific for 9 years straight has won Division II, and their program's gone now. So it'd be really, really cool to be in this division this year and be the team that has a new national championship in Division II. So that's an exciting thing, especially when you've got a team that's not there that's been 9 times back-to-back. So it's something that we're using for motivation, but it is a reach. I mean, we're gonna have to have 2 really, really good days of people being on point and ready to go. So, and it will be more TV coverage, so that's a plus for the university as well. Because we're competing Division II, it will be on Fox Sports, and depending on how we play, it will depend on how much the routine gets on there. So that's another good thing. But looking well, ready to go. Need some sleep, but other than that, we'll get that when we get back on the 15th, right? So, any questions? Please pass it on Easter night.
All right, we're going to finish up with men's golf. We have 8 national championships in men's golf. Just a couple of months from now, we'll be heading back to the national championship, and at that event this year, our head coach, Kyle Blaser, will be inducted into the NAIA Coaching Hall of Fame. So here to give us an update on men's golf, welcome our head coach, Kyle Blaser.
Well, we've been searching for answers, and I think I found him right back there. Newest recruit to go to Oregon, Steve Steele, former player. He said he's got a semester or 2. We're going to sign you up, official, done deal. No, we're hard into our season, right in the middle of it. We got back late last night. Late flight out of Vegas, got in at 3 o'clock this morning, and go to open the door. My garage, for one, my wife parked me outside instead of in the garage. I was a little mad about that. Pulled the door handle, comes off. So I'm locked out of my house at 3 o'clock in the morning, and I didn't want to wake anybody up, so I had to somewhere find a pair of pliers or something to break into my own house. So it's been a great evening. Good morning already. Anyway, we started off well. We went to California early, really early. We usually don't play early February, but we went out to San Marcos tournament, which was a great event. Gave us some time to practice and play where it was warmer, because we've had some inclement weather also. Denney, it's been terrible, terrible spring. But we went out there, we won the tournament, which I was excited. I had expectations that early in the year. We really didn't have any. We've scheduled a lot of tournaments because I've got a lot of kids on my roster. I'm letting everybody play. So we've sent some 4 through 6, 4 through 8 players, several events, and they've competed quite well. But we won San Antonio. We got to play TPC San Antonio, which is a great golf course. We won out there. And every single tournament we've played, we've yet to count a 5-man score. So we play 5, count 4 scores per round. We're looking for a 5-man, Steve, really. We need a 5-man. It doesn't take much, but we need a 5-man. I got the talent. I had a kid last semester, averaged 71. Somehow we've got to get him out of his cave. He's struggling right now. We've got lots of players vying for the 5th spot, but we've got to figure it out. This week we're in Vegas, one of the top tournaments in the country. We co-host with Grandview and University of Victoria in Canada. And I have a freshman. I've got 2 brothers, Marchesani brothers. The freshman, he's been in contention once this year. And sometimes golfers, when they get in contention, they start thinking about the prize or thinking about the bad things that can happen. And it's such a mental game that every time he's been in contention, he's kind of stumbled. And yesterday was, early on, it was looking like he was getting ready to stumble. I mean, he eagled the first hole, made a great putt, and then all of a sudden it was like, so I walked all 18 holes with him, and we didn't play golf yesterday. We played a little game where you get 1 shot, 1 point for hitting it here, 1 point from hitting it here, and you know, it turned into, Coach, I got another point, and then I was, you missed a point. So got his mind off of it, and he ended up winning. He shot 66, 67, and yesterday shot 72. Yesterday it was breezy. His brother finished 4th with a 72, 69, 69. So I'm very fortunate to have the Marchesani brothers, and they've got a younger one, and I'm going to try to get him in too, and a sister, and whatever else they've got. I've got 2 outstanding brothers. Got 2 seniors also, Michael Palmer, Sondre Ronald. They've both been in contention every week, and this week they just happened not to play well. And Scott Verplank played 5-man for me, and he did pretty good for his first event in the varsity. So, you know, we finished 4th, which I expect to win every single time we tee it up, and I don't care who we're playing against. So I left disappointed, but I'm encouraged that I've got a freshman that went out and won quite possibly the biggest tournament of the year up until the Nationals. So I'm trying to be positive. We're ranked number 2 in the country. I think I'm going to vote us down this week because we finished 4th this week, so we're not that good. But I do think we'll get ready. We've got May 15th. We're in Oregon. We're going to work hard. Hopefully we'll get some weather. And it's just been, we went to San Antonio, played, and we come back here and it's cold every day. We don't get to balls, practice. And then we go back to Dallas and play a tournament. So it's been a tough spring, probably the toughest I've remembered. I wish it would just snow and get over with or whatever it's going to do. But, we're excited. We play this next week at Gaillardia, UCO's event. It's a Monday practice round and Tuesday, Wednesday tournament. We'll play 36 holes Tuesday, which I looked at the weather already. It's 48 and raining, so not a good day to come watch golf. But Wednesday is supposed to be a better day, so if you guys want to come watch, it'll be a good state schools in UCO. I like to beat them badly. And I believe Oklahoma Christian also like to beat them too, so hopefully we'll show up and play. I've got to decide who's going to play 5-man for me. And any takers? I'm waiting, any of you. But look forward to, you know, we've still got the bullseye on our chest. We're national champions until somebody knocks us off. And I've got 3 All-Americans that have returned on this team, and I've got a freshman that just won. So I'm optimistic that we're going to have a great year. We've got to improve, but it's there for us. So hopefully we'll finish strong. I'm getting gray hairs because I've never had a five-man problem, but it's getting there. My wife's giving me crap about it. It may be all gray by the end, but we're going to be ready in May. Any questions? Thank you.